So you want to prove the Earth is round, do you? We'll hop on a plane and fly to Cape Town, South Africa, or Australia. These major cities located in the southern hemisphere, you won't be able to see the North Star. I agree with that. But the reason I agree with it is different than what they are trying to tell you. See, the mainstream narrative, or Google, they're trying to tell you that if you live on the bottom half of the globe and the North Star is way up there, you won't be able to see it because the curvature of the Earth is blocking it. Well, I agree that could be an explanation, but I don't think it's the explanation. I'll show you. Now I know we live on something like this, where the north is the center and not the top of a ball, but the north is the center, and Polaris is located right above the center. And let's just pretend this is a giant 3-mile gymnasium. If I were here and looked up at a light bulb, and then I went to the other side of the 3 miles and I looked up, I'm not going to be able to see that same light bulb, right? Same thing. If I'm here and look up, I can see Polaris. If I come way down here, because of how the human eye and perspective looks, the further something goes away, the lower it gets.
Okay, let's see if that works. You're right. Objects do indeed seem to get lower in the sky as we move away from them, or vice versa. But look at what you're asking us to accept. Here's Polaris, and here's you at the North Pole. You see Polaris directly above you at 90 degrees. Now, as you move south, Polaris is seen lower and lower in the sky, directly matching your latitude, until you get to the equator where it dips below the horizon. This is a difference of only about 45 degrees. But you're telling us that for some inexplicable reason, perspective doesn't work like this. You're saying that it magically does this from our perspective. Why bend yourself into pretzels trying to explain the inexplicable when the globe explanation is simple and works perfectly?
Just another example, right? If we're standing here and look up, it's here, and we know these light poles way down there aren't actually lower, they're just farther away, and perspective makes them look lower. Same with the sun and the moon.
As for the sun supposedly getting smaller as it moves away from us, this is completely false. If you use a solar filter on your camera, and why wouldn't you unless you want to deceive, you will see that the sun does not, in fact, change size throughout the day. Mount your camera on a tripod and make no changes to the zoom or position. Take pictures of the sun with the solar filter at regular intervals, say every half hour or so, and composite all of them into one photo so you can see the relative size and position of the sun on its path. You will not only see that the sun remains the same size throughout, proving that it is very far away and not local, but its speed is also constant, which is also impossible if it's close to us. If you don't have a solar filter, they're about $10 online, you can just do the same thing with the moon. Say what? That's right. Since flat earthers say that the sun and moon are the same size and distance from us, then the same test would apply. The moon also doesn't change size or speed over the course of its travel across the sky.